Hello, this is Aaron. We're going to be making a few videos for running the soundboard. There are going to be four. One is going to be how to actually compile the music recordings for use in the service. Another will be how to set up the actual service itself on the soundboard. The third will be running the service from the soundboard. And the fourth will be closing it up, finishing uploading the recorded service, etc. Okay, now this is about actually setting up to run the service. There are four devices here. This one is a monitoring device for the webcast. That's all it does. It doesn't run anything. It's simply set up to allow you to use these headphones and listen to what other people hear on the webcast. This is just a tablet, just a Samsung tablet, which you can use if you want. I never do. It has headphones attached to it, but frankly, I find it troublesome to deal with myself. What I do is I bring my phone and I hook up to Zoom on that. The purpose of this thing is only to monitor Zoom. So this one and this one are simply monitoring devices. That's all they do. Okay, this one is the one that has the mixer on it that you use to handle all of the mixing and the gain for the readers, the microphones, and for starting and stopping recorded music. This laptop is used to run both Zoom and Mixer. And it's very easy to work. This is probably the easiest part of it all. So let's start at the beginning. We're going to turn on this laptop. The button to turn it on is over here on the side. You see this cord. Beneath that cord is very difficult to see. There's just a button here. You'll feel it with your finger. So you push in on it, hold in for about 5 seconds, and let go. And then you'll see it comes on, and it'll take a minute to turn on. While we're waiting, I'm gonna open up this laptop. This is the laptop that runs the mixer. And I'm just gonna open it up. It's usually in sleep mode. So as you can see, it's busy trying to connect. Now, the other thing that you have to do over here, which is really probably step one, and it's very difficult to see, and I'm sorry, but this is the amplifier. There is a power switch up in the right-hand corner. You see this says M8S, and then to the left of that is the actual power switch. And you can just flip it up. You see the lights come on. Over here, when you do that, you'll see the transmitters, the RF transmitters. This actually, these go to the microphones up front. So when they use their mics, it transmits the sound to these receivers, and these receivers then go through here, and then from there into the mixer. Okay? The fourth thing is this laptop, which runs both the mixer, mixer meaning it's a package for actually handling the recording of the webcast. So this here, two items. The top one says Mixer, M-I-X-I-R. It's right there. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this camera. And it comes on, and this is the start button down here in the lower right-hand corner. You click that when you actually want to start the webcast, and it'll start it for the outgoing signal, and it will start recording it. Obviously, I'm not going to do it right now. The other, and I put this over here on the left just to. The other thing is Zoom. Zoom is this little icon right there. And I double click that and it brings up this. What you do here is you click New Meeting. There's is, and then you can click Start, and off it goes. It is now actually online with Zoom. And if you want to end it, then we'll get to that, but you end it by end meeting for all. Okay, now a couple of notes. You'll see down here more. You click that and you get this dialogue that has several things. What you're really interested in is participants up in the top left corner. When you click participants, then it brings this up, and you know, they occasionally change the way things work. So there's another more button here. This more button it's already set to mute everyone that comes in when they come in. Then there's host tools for participants. They really make you look for this stuff. But that's what this video is for. You can watch it over and over to get to know this. On Sunday, we say no to allowing people to unmute themselves. That takes a load off of the person that runs the soundboard, so you don't have to be on the watch for somebody who has either accidentally or on purpose unmuted themselves, and then you start hearing dogs barking and sinks going and things like that. So I click that and don't allow anybody to unmute themselves. That's only on Sunday. On Wednesday, you will not do that. Okay? Okay, back over here. This thing is slow to do anything. This little tablet for monitoring the webcast. And the way you get to it is you simply get your finger here and slide up. And there you see in the middle of the screen, you see the Google Chrome icon. I'm gonna touch it, and it brings up Chrome. When it brings up Chrome, there will already be sort of a shortcut here. It says Online Church Service, Christian Science in Richardson. I'm just going to touch that, and it's going to open it up for the webcast. See, this is easy. Now this takes at least a minute to finish loading this. And when it does, it's probably not going to be on the right day for you. And you see this X up here. When that goes away and turns into this little whoop, like that, see? Then you do it again, okay? That's the setup routine. You let this thing load and then you reload it to make sure that it's actually showing the correct service. If I show up on a Sunday, it's going to probably show the thing for the previous Wednesday, and vice versa. Here it says the order of service is still Wednesday because today is Thursday. The service was yesterday. We didn't, nobody has set up for Sunday service, so this is still Wednesday, which I would expect. As it gets closer to time, this will actually show a countdown in hours and minutes, which is really very helpful for you. And I'll explain that later in this video. Okay, for this, when you're setting up for the what on this page where you click up here, this red button, this page opens up or closes the page where you select and play the recorded music. This says mix gain. When you click that, these controls are for managing what is heard inside the auditorium coming out of the speakers. Note that the room mic, which is that mic up there in the middle of the wall, middle of the ceiling dropping down, is always muted. And that's what we want, because you don't want to have the room mic feeding back, which would happen. This one is for the first reader. This one is for the second reader. This one here is for the keyboard. This one next to the room mic is for the handheld mic. And this one says Zoom testimony. This this controls the sound from the Zoom speaker that comes into our auditorium. So again, all these controls on the mix gain window manage the sound that comes into the auditorium through the speakers. Skip the edit. See that edit thing here? We're not going to talk about that. Augs sends. See that right there? We're going to click on that. Now it takes a few seconds for it to actually change screens. This is everything that goes out to Zoom and out to the webcast. First reader, second reader, room mic, handheld mic, the handheld mic that we use in the auditorium, and the Zoom testimony. And those are the ones that you need to know about. This one that handles all of the sound that comes into the auditorium. This one that handles sound that goes out. And this one, which handles playing back music. Okay. When it's time to run the service on a Sunday or a Wednesday, let's say that I get to church on Sunday at 9:15. When I do, this thing will actually show a countdown of about whatever it is, 45 minutes, because the service starts at 10. And this can be useful for you because you need to know how long the prelude is so that you can start it at a time when it will finish at 10 o'clock. So if the service is if the prelude is 7 minutes and 37 seconds long, then you wait till this thing gets to about 7 minutes and 47 seconds, because you need to give yourself a little bit of time to come over here and and click start. So I usually give myself about 10 or 15 extra seconds. And I click start, and it's several seconds, and then it comes up, and then I click play. See there, 7 minutes and 37 seconds. By the time this starts playing, this countdown would probably have gotten down to 7 minutes and 37 seconds. And it's pretty reliable. It'll end up right about at 10 o'clock. Or if you're on Wednesday, it would be ending at 7:30. So that's a way to help you manage this. Okay, in this list, you have a bunch of recordings. These are actually folders. Each one of these is a folder on this thumb drive. This thumb drive goes in here. I'm sorry, it's hard to see. That's the way it goes. As you see, it says, oh, look, USB inserted. Then you find the date. So yesterday was July the 22nd, which is a Wednesday. I do that. I find that and you click on it. If it's a Sunday, you find whatever it is. You know, if it was like last Sunday was July 19th, 2026. And then you just start off with that particular one. So again, you want to start this off at a time before the beginning of the service where the music, the prelude, will end at the start of the service. And this acts as a countdown when it's not showing it now because we're on a Thursday afternoon and nowhere near close to the time for it. It says July 26th at 10 a.m., so we're not close enough for the countdown to start. But on a Sunday morning, it would display that countdown. Notice also that this is set to manual. Manual means that each one will play. If I start playing this one, it will play it, and it'll stop when it's done. Okay? If I want to go to the next one, I can actually click this button, which will jump to it, or I can just click on something and click play. That's the easy way to do that. But it's easier for you, I always say, use the easiest way possible. So I click this, at the beginning I'll press this to play it, and when it finishes, I jump to the end so it'll end normally. All right, 7:07, 7:08, 7:09, 7:10, it stops, 7:13, and done. And it stops. And we're done with it. If you want to play the next one, you click this little guy right there, and it jumps to the next thing. Okay? This is the prelude, this is the solo, this is the offertory, this is the postlude. So they're set up in the order that they occur. And that is the setup video.